Yo, what is good, Swipe Nation? Welcome back. I hope you guys are having an absolute beautiful day today. It's about to be school time for y'all who are still in high school. Y'all motherfuckers start tomorrow. That shit's crazy, bro. Summer flew by so fast for me, and I don't even. That shit just was crazy. But like this summer, I couldn't drink at all. I was just working a lot, so I mean, it was like chill, but I don't know. I would have much rather had a more fun summer. But like, I went to Italy, and I was sick as fuck in Italy, and then I came back, and like 2 weeks after I had to go to court, and then like 2 days after I went to court, dude, I got so sick, and I was sick for like 2 fucking weeks straight, and I was sick on my birthday too. Like, dude, I lost so much weight, it was just crazy. But I mean, it was still summer, it was still nice. Now I'm just in school, and it's like ass. Fucking hate school, dude. I wish I didn't have to go to school, but like that's everyone. But I hope we all had a good ass summer and the transition back to school time is easy. I'm finally back with the story time videos. Y'all know what the fuck's good. Today we're gonna be talking about the fucking acid trip that went wrong. And it didn't go wrong for me, but y'all will see what I mean later. This was actually one of the more fun acid trips for me, dude. I would like, bro. It's just a crazy ass story. But I hope y'all enjoy this shit. Stick around to the end to see what the fuck happened. How like, dude, this was just not the ending you would expect. But anyways, let's get right into this story. So this shit took place back in January of 22, and I was with one of my close friends. I hung out with him like damn near every, and like after this, we never spoke again. And it like it's dude, it's just so fucking funny. I don't really mind him losing him as a friend because he was kind of a fiend. Like he only we only like chilled to, like to smoke, you know what I mean? But like I always was like throwing weed. Like he didn't have weed too often. I mean he had some weed, but like he was broke as hell. He spent like all his money on that shit. Like come, it's just not like a good situation for him. But like he was one of those people that was just like chill to or convenient to chill with. Like he was always around. So and he was like funny as hell back then, and I fucked with him heavily. So it was like I didn't mind chilling with him at all. But like as I'm sitting back telling this story, it just like occurred to me that I have like no clue what the fuck this kid did like for his entire teenage years. Cause like bro, he didn't have like a console or anything, and like he didn't have a job either. So like bro was just at home, but like doing what? Like that shit was mad confusing because like I remember one time we this motherfucker took me to like a video game store and he like sold all of his fucking like video games and his PlayStation just to buy some weed, bro. Like what the fuck is this kid's life? But like as of now, I mean he has like a job and all. I'm pretty sure he has a job. He's really fucking bad at driving. He's like crashed all of the whips he's had. It's crazy. And I'm not like trying to talk shit about this kid. Like I don't really got a problem with him. Like he does him, I guess. He like completely changed everything about himself after this acid trip though. So it was like really weird. But I'm just trying to give y'all like a perception of what this kid was like to chill with. All right, to preface the story even a little bit more, he drove a car, but he like shared it with his dad, and his dad had like the app on the phone and all. So he like got like a notification like every time it started up. He had the whole fucking like GPS and shit, so he like knew everywhere that the car was driven and all. He wasn't like a super overprotective dad, but like he was like one of them motherfuckers. If you feel me, like he just like tweaks sometimes straight up. All right, so I'm gonna call this kid Ray for the story. I'm obviously not gonna say his real name because that would just be disrespectful and all. Like I said, I don't have problems with him, even though I should. But like, it's chill. I don't give a fuck. So I had just met with my plug earlier. I got a bunch of like stizzies and a bunch of bud, and then I actually got like a tab of acid because he had just like he just like threw that offer up when I got in his car because he had like just had this one tab. So I was like, fuck it, bet I'll take that shit. I liked acid more than shrooms, definitely. So I've done acid more than I've done shrooms, but I also haven't done psychedelics in a while. So like I don't know, but I definitely preferred acid because just like people like shrooms more. Like most of my friends like shrooms more, but I just like tripping so hard on acid. It's like insane. You just literally feel fake. And I don't really remember how Ray got brought into this evening because like I don't think I would have. I'm pretty sure there's no way I fucking hit him up to chill and split a tab of acid. So I'm pretty sure he just like hit me up and is like, "What's the word?" I was like, "Shit, bro, pull up. I got some acid. I mean, not some acid. I told him I had a tab, and he was like, "All right, fuck it, let's split that shit." And I was like, "All right, bet, fuck, we can try to trip." Usually I wouldn't like be too keen on like splitting a tab because that's kind of retarded. Like I feel like there's just no point because like bro, you're not gonna trip. So I usually wouldn't do that, but I've never tripped with him before, and he was like one of my best friends at the time. So I was like down as fuck. I was like, man, fuck it, we can try. So I pull up to the crib, you know, obviously, and I tell him to slide over. He didn't live too far away. He lived about like damn near in the middle between my two houses, but definitely was closer to my dad's house. So you know what the deal is? I greet him into the welcoming warmth of my crib, and then hey, we immediately get the fucking festivities going. Immediately we split that shit. So hey, we split up this tab, and hey, if you're the one who buys and you split the tab, hey bro, I gave myself like a tiny bit more. I ain't even gonna lie, but fuck, shit, I don't give a fuck. It was my money. And we sent them down the hatch. Now at my mom's crib, it's pretty nice and it's pretty big, but like I swear there isn't even shit to do there, bro. So we just went up and posted up in the hot tub until then. Now the hot tub is an absolute delicacy if you're tripping at my mom's house because dude, it just overlooks the lake and we don't have neighbors to the right. It's just woods. So bro, like the trees like loom over you, and when you're on tripping, well bro, my bad. When you're tripping, it looks like a bunch of just like spider webs and shit. It's crazy as fuck. Like sometimes me and my friends would literally just sit there with our heads back looking up for like an hour. Like I kid you not, a fucking hour just staring at the trees. But hey, I can definitely say these were some pretty strong tabs because we actually started to feel it and we both were like tripping. Not like tripping, but we got like a pretty good body high going. I got such a good body high going that I actually went onto the fucking lake just like in my like fucking shorts. That's it. And I was standing on the frozen ice and I was just chilling there for like a minute and then I like sprinted back to my house at full speed, bro. That shit had me feeling good. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. But you know how it went. We were just chilling in the hot tub, facing some blunts, having a great time. Hey, life couldn't have honestly been any better at that point. There was one thing that could have made the night better, and that was getting more tabs. And hey, knowing me, you know what we did. We tried to find some tabs. Now, where I'm from, acid is really hard to come by. Shrooms are honestly hard to come by too, but finding a plug who has acid and finding a plug who has good acid, like reliable shit, that's even fucking harder. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's hard over here. We had a plug that served acid, and he had, like, really good shit. He had these gel tabs, and they were, like, I swear they were 450 UG each. But he had, lower doses, too. But those fucking... Dude, I took 2 of those once, and I was on... I can't even describe that shit. But he unfortunately got killed, so rest in peace to him, though. What a great person he was. But so we were out of options for acid at the time. So we just started hitting up people. We started hitting up our friends. We know they didn't have acid, but like, hey, do you know that anyone that got that shit? And eventually, I don't remember if it was through someone or if this kid just had another like guy added on Snapchat. But when I'm like, this kid was such a fiend. Like he texted every single fucking person in his Snap. So one guy actually responded and he said, "Yeah, we got that shit. Pull up, pull up." Now, usually you'd want to make sure like that you're buying from someone that's trustworthy. So I was like, bro, do you know this guy at all? And he's like, no, I have no clue who this guy is. So it was like a little bit sketch because I didn't know if like the tabs were going to be fucked or anything. But, we were dumbass fiends back in the time. So we decided, fuck it, we were about to slide. And this guy lived a minute away too. He lived like 40 minutes away. So we drove like an hour and a half just for some tabs. But if you guys are gonna do acid like anytime in the future, always make sure you know who you're buying from, because you never know what they could put in that shit, bro. It's super fucking dangerous if you get bad tabs. But thankfully, this guy was actually pretty cool. I never seen him since, but hey, shit, I mean, I respect him for serving us that night. That was a clutch as fuck. And because, like, he told us, like, before we bought him, he gave us, because we got 4 tabs, and we split 2 each, obviously, but he told us, like, he's like, yeah, man, I just have these leftover tabs. He says they shouldn't be strong at all. Boy, was he fucking wrong. But we went into this thinking like we weren't gonna trip like that fucking hard. Like, obviously, if you take 2 tabs, like, you'll trip pretty hard. But he was telling us that they were supposedly like not that strong, so we weren't even expecting too much more. But hey, he was the only plug that answered, and we had to get that shit. So hey, we hopped in his dad's car and we started driving. Like I said, it was like a 40-minute drive, but honestly, it was chill because we just talking shit. He's driving and all. I'm just chilling. I was fucking vibing in the passenger seat. And we finally pull up to this dude's house. And when we got there, we thought we were at the wrong place because it just looked like no one was home. But like, we text him and he like wasn't answering for a little bit. So like, we were just like sitting outside of this random motherfucker's crib. But it like wasn't even in like a bad area or anything. Like, it was like an actual crib. So I mean, like, it wasn't even like weird to be out there. But still. But he eventually comes on outside and it's this fucking like grown ass dude. Like, I swear to God, he was like, I feel like it was in like his late 20s or early 30s. He had like tats and all. He had fucking long ass hair. But dude, hey, he came out, served us the bag, and hey, we dipped. A smooth exchange, just how we like it around here. Hey, but we popped those tabs immediately before before he even pulled off. I swear to God, we both had 2 tabs in our mouth just chilling. And since he told us that they were like not strong tabs, we were like not expecting them to hit before we got home. But boy, were we wrong. This motherfucker must have just like mixed that shit up. These tabs were strong as fuck, and they hit us way before we got home. I swear, we were driving for like 15 minutes, and he was like, "Dude, I'm tripping hard." It could have been because like we had already taken them, but like, dude, I've never got hit faster by a tab in my life. That shit literally smacked me right in the fucking face, and I was, dude, holy shit, was I surprised. But hey, you know, we pulled up to the house safe and sound, like nothing had even happened. Except one thing had happened. His fucking dumbass just didn't care apparently, but like I said earlier, his dad got the notification, we turned on the car, we drove 40 minutes, and we drove back, and he was pissed. So you have to put yourself in this kid's position. You're tripping hard as fuck, and your dad just starts calling you, and just like, he was like, damn, like he's screaming at him. Like I could hear it, and I was sitting across the fucking room. And like I said, his dad wasn't strict, but I would just say like more like it's not like overprotective either, because like he knew he smoked and all, but like, dude, when this motherfucker got mad, he got mad. Like you did not want to piss him off. So he was calling him and all, and bro, I had to watch this kid talk to his dad. Well, he's just absolutely out of his mind. Like that shit must have been terrifying, getting chewed out by your fucking dad like that. And then he hung up the phone on him. Like his dad hung up the phone on him, not like that. Not shit. That shit would have been fucked. And his dad was just texting him like paragraph after fucking paragraph after paragraph. I don't think he like could realize or like recognize how fucked he was at that moment. And I wish I knew like how in trouble he got, because like I said, he didn't talk to me again. Like before we fell asleep, that was the last time I've ever talked to him in my life. But it seemed not to phase him at all, because we were just sitting in my room getting like more fucked up by the minute. Like we were just sitting in my room in complete silence, just like staring. But the inner fiend in us wanted more. We wanted more. We wanted to feel more fucked up. And hey, I remembered that I had a stizzy because I just re-upped with the plug earlier today. So hey, I went to find my stizzy, and I normally kept it in my pocket, but I figured if it wasn't in my pocket, it would just be somewhere close by in my room. But what the fuck, I was completely wrong. I could not find that shit at all, and it's like, just like, if you know what a stizzy is, it's just like a little battery in a pot. And mine was black too, so it would like blend in with everything. So it was just fucked, and I could not find that shit. And I was trying to rationalize in my head when I'm tripping. Like, it's hard to like get thoughts through your brain, but I was like, okay, the last time I've had it was in the car when we were getting the acid. So I had to go outside and check the car, you know, because it could just still be in the car. So, you know, I head outside, and we for some reason didn't go out the front door. I don't know why, but we came out the back door, or came in the back door. So I went through the back door, and I walked all the way around my house, and I had the flashlight on, and it's like pitch black outside, and there's a bunch of snow on the ground, and I'm tripping so hard. Like the car was probably like, I would say like a 30-second walk from the back door of my house, and this shit took me like 5 minutes. I was literally staring at the ground with my flashlight on, like the snow. Just, I couldn't fucking believe what I was looking at. It literally looked like I was walking on crystals. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so beautiful, but so mind-fucking at the same time. But I eventually made it to the car, and I looked all throughout the car, like I was like checking under the seats and all, in the fucking center console. And for some reason, that shit was not there, and this was starting to piss me off, and I couldn't fucking like think too. I just couldn't wrap my head around it, so it was just annoying me. So I slowly made my way back in, and I flipped my entire room upside down once I got there, because I was like, alright, it has to be in my room. All the fucking couch was moved, the cushions were moved, dude, everything. Like, I fucking look under the bed, and it's nowhere to be found. So I did the most rational thing I could think of in my head. I went back outside to the car to look in it again. Unsurprisingly enough, it was not in the car, so I just wasted my time. So I went to go back, and all of a sudden, this shit happened. Alright, bro, fuck it. Who's making that noise, though? Because, like, my stizzy making that noise. Now, you may not have heard anything, but for me, I literally heard a stampede on everything. I don't know what it was. It probably was just like some small animal just like running throughout the fucking trees in the distance. But in my head, it literally sounded like a stamp. Like I was standing there for like 3 minutes before I started recording, and it just sounded like a bunch of like foxes were running towards me from all different directions. I was literally just standing there with my mouth dropped, just waiting to die. Hearing that on acid, literally, it was one of the scariest moments in my life. I swear to God, I was literally frozen in place. Like I could not move at all. So after that, I hurried inside and I like kept looking over my back to make sure like nothing was running at me. But I make it back up to my room, and like within 5 or 10 minutes, I just like randomly like put my hand like in the couch and I pull out my stizzy, and like my jaw dropped. I was like, what the fuck? I know some of y'all have experienced some like unexplainable shit like that when you're tripping. Just shit disappearing and reappearing. That happens all the fucking time and I have no clue why. But hey, now that I have the stizzy, it's just time to relax and throw on some YouTube. You know, the absolute classic. What the fuck else would we do? There's no chance we're playing video games when tripping, so hey, it either was YouTube or Netflix. But you know, we were feeling amazing at this point. Like we were peaking now, and this shit was just hitting us harder every by the minute. It just did not stop at all. So we were just talking shit, you know, shooting the shit, talking about life. And little did I know this was gonna be the last time I've ever talked to this kid. So like an hour had went by after this, and I noticed he had changed a little bit. Now I don't know if this was like the start of his downfall. I didn't know if he was having like ego death or anything, but I just saw he like went quiet and he like was just laying on my bed with like all his hair. He had like long ass hair, and he had just had his hair covering his face, and he was just like staring at the ground. And I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? So I was like, bro, I just started recording him on Snapchat. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Not like that, but like I was just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he was just like staring there. He's like staring at me, and I was like, dude, he just looked like there was no soul behind his eyes. And like I was fucking with him and recording him, but like I wasn't like fucking with him hard, like just like normal shit we would do all the time. So like I don't know if he was just like having a bad time and that like set him off or some shit, but like I have no fucking clue. But he was like not like going on his phone actively, but he was on his phone. So I'm thinking maybe that like the realization of how much in trouble he was in with his dad finally set in, and he just started freaking out in the head and didn't know what to do. But I don't know, it was kind of weird. It just looked like he was in a catatonic state, so I just like left him alone. Like we were still in the same room, but I just started watching YouTube, minding my own business and shit. Because this was like 4 hours into our trip. It was like 3 in the morning, and we had taken the tabs at like 11. It was like 11:20 ish. So I could just like I just could tell he kind of wanted to be left alone. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do myself. And eventually I just went to bed, and I didn't think anything of it, because you know, hey, it's just the end of a trip, the end of a night. He was like, I didn't know if he was sleeping, but he was closing his eyes, because you know sometimes you just be chilling there closing your, not like sometimes, but like towards the end of the trip, you feel me. But I eventually wake up the next day, and obviously I wake up at like fucking 2 or 3 p.m. and it didn't matter because it was a weekend. But like I go to my room and look for him, and he's not there, and I look outside and his car's not there. So my mom told me, she's like, he just left in the morning and said goodbye. And I look at my phone, and he just has me blocked, and I was like, what the fuck? I was so confused. That was like easily one of the most confused I've ever been in my life, cuz this kid doesn't have like too many friends, and I was the only motherfucker he really like chilled with consistently. So I was baffled. I did not know what the fuck to do. So my first thought was that his dad like made him block me or some shit, so like I wasn't a bad influence on him, I guess. Even though, bro, we were both bad influences on each other. No one was a worse influence. But like, I'm just waiting for him to text me on something, and like a week goes by, and I was like, dude, what the hell? So like, I like was reaching out to other people, and then they just told me like, he's like, yeah, bro, he just said never to fucking talk to him again. And I was, dude, I don't even know how to, like, to this day, I don't even know what went on in his head. I don't know if his dad was just like said like the most fucked up shit to him ever. Like, if you chill with this kid again, no car, we're not paying for anything. Like, that's probably what happened, bro. Like, that's what I'm thinking, because like he just was like, never fucking talk to me again. And then he said he wishes death upon me. I was like, man, what the hell, this motherfucker is just weird now. And my friends would be like sending me his story off Snapchat, and he would just be posting like super positive inspirational shit, and he's like acting like he's on top of the world and shit. Dude, I don't even, this is like the weirdest experience in my life. Like, this kid went from like a crackhead to like a fucking motivational speaker in one night just because of acid. I haven't like I don't know. It just hurts my brain to think about because I've never had like I've never had like ego death. I've never had a bad trip. I've never got fucked off psychedelics, so I don't really know what that feels like. But it literally changed his whole perspective on life. Like imagine doing a tab, cutting all your friends off, and just completely changing your lifestyle. That's just so out of character for anyone to do it. It's just weird to think about. But I hope he was able to make something better of what he was. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. This was like 2 years ago almost. Like I don't got beef with him or anything. But he obviously don't like me for no reason. So I'm like, shit, whatever you do, you bro, just get yourself together for real. But yeah, that was a story about the acid trip that changed one of my best friends' life forever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video for real. Thank you guys so much for 100 subs. It actually means so much to me. I've been grinding this YouTube shit for like a year. I'm not grinding. I took a break off because I had some shit going on. But like, I've been uploading pretty consistently. And I just want to say, like, for real, I appreciate every single one of you, especially because I don't even know, like, most of y'all. So that just means a lot to me, bro, for real. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. On God. More shit coming soon. I love y'all. Stay smooth. Peace out, Swipe Nation.